Hello. What is mindfulness? Mindfulness is explained in lots of different ways. Ultimately, it's about being in touch with what is going on around us, being able to focus on the present situation you find yourself in, and just allowing thoughts to come and go. There's lots of different definitions of mindfulness. There's lots of different versions, lots of different ways that mindfulness can help you. And sometimes it can be a struggle for people to find the right type or understand really what mindfulness is and how it can help them, because there's a huge array of information, a huge catalogue of different things and different things that you're supposed to be doing and how you're supposed to be doing it. For me, it's really about you finding what works for yourself. Mindfulness is about you becoming more self-aware. It's about enabling you to become less stressed, calmer, feel more in touch and able to choose and respond to your thoughts and feelings, and being able to cope with the unhelpful thoughts and feelings that we have, and ultimately to be a bit kinder to yourself. Now, as I said, there's lots of different ways to find and to experience mindfulness, lots of different things you can do in your everyday life. I would suggest that you start with something small. Mindfulness works by taking your focus off something that may be bothering you, something that may be going on for you, and bringing it down to your present situation where you are at that moment. How you do that will vary from person to person. What works for you will vary from person to person. But how you can be more mindful is just reminding yourself of all these thoughts, of how you react to different things. On a very easy way of looking at this is, if you start to think of something negative, you can soon find that your mind begins to wander, begins to notice everything and recall everything that's going on in your life that is negative at the moment. This can recreate some negative physical sensations, some feelings inside of you that we don't like, that we don't want to experience. On the other side of that, if we think about going on holiday or a pleasant experience that we've had, we can allow ourselves to become calmer, feel happier. We can almost feel some of those pleasant sensations. As I said, there's lots of different types. We just have to help you find the one that is right for you. In my work as a therapist, I'm constantly trying to allow people just to change what they've read, change what they've heard, to how it helps themselves. What I mean by this is, if your mind's quite active, being mindful could involve you doing some activity. So that could be going for a walk. It could be looking out of the window, noticing what is going on around you. Just allowing your mind to just relax and switch off from whatever issues or problems or negative thoughts you are having at that stage. One thing that I do is I can look out my office window. So if I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed, or I can notice some stress feelings and sensations inside of me, I'll look out my office window for just a couple of minutes and I people watch. I see what's going on in the outside world. This allows me just to notice what is happening. You can use food. So food's a good way. You notice when you're eating a meal or you're enjoying something sweet. Try noticing, try slow down how you eat it, how quickly you eat it. When we're stressed, we tend to gulp our food down, tend to rush through it. If you're being more mindful, a good day is to maybe take a small piece of chocolate and just allow it to melt. Just allow it to melt inside your mouth and just taste everything. See how slowly that you can actually eat that. Another thing could be going for a walk. You can go for a walk. You can maybe try and notice something new. Notice how you're feeling. Notice the fresh air. You know, we can all notice if it's windy outside, it can sometimes take our breath away. When we breathe more quickly, we can become more stressed. If you can allow your mind just to drift for a bit and allow your breathing to slow down in whatever way is right for you, we can then encourage you to just keep doing it regularly. Keep allowing yourself to practice it. Like anything, mindfulness and what helps takes a little bit of practice. It can take a little bit of change, altering things, seeing what doesn't work and then changing it for yourself, little by little, until you get to a point where you have something that helps, you have something that works. Try something new. Instead of walking a certain way to work, walk a different way. Yeah. Try a different option in your sandwiches, or talk to somebody new. Go somewhere. There's lots of things that can then start to provoke our brain into identifying what's going on. If you think about it, if you go on a holiday, if you go away for a day out, it's quite exciting. There's lots of new stimulus that's going on around you. So you take it all in. You notice all those little things that you may not notice just walking around your hometown. Another thing that people try to do is they try to push the negative thoughts out. This is really difficult. Your brain doesn't work in this way. So if we allow ourselves just to think those thoughts and just to let it drift out, it's almost coming in, allowing it to drift through and let go. If you think of a car park, the cars are coming and going all day. That is how your brain is, and that's how our thoughts are. We have lots of different thoughts every day, and the majority of them tend to come and go. We tend to hold on to the negative thoughts and feelings because we have this physical reaction to ourselves. But the issue that I have is when you try to force yourself to stop thinking something, it's extremely hard. And that's when a lot of people can give up. I call it the pink elephant exercise in my practice. So what I do is I get people to think of a pink elephant and they picture it in their mind. They get what colour it is, if it's big, how big their ears are, what colour pink it is. And then I ask them to try and forget it. It's really difficult once that image is in there to forget something. So if you think about that, if you're thinking about something negative and then you're trying to force your brain to forget it, it can be really difficult because it doesn't like it being forced out. What we have to do is sort of say, okay, I'll think about that later. Let me do this first. We'll think about that pink elephant later on. I'll forget about it. So it's just a little bit easier. You're being a little bit kinder to yourself. We all get stressed and anxious at times. It's just a normal human emotion, especially in our busy everyday lives. But mindfulness is a really useful tool to helping you feel calmer on a day-to-day basis if you can get it working for you in the way that works for you. Don't try to force yourself to sit there and clear your thoughts if that doesn't work for you. It's no different to exercise. If yoga doesn't help you or you don't like it, you'll find it difficult to engage and you might find yourself giving up soon. If you like a different sport or a different thing, that's the thing where we got to go. So we just got to find what is right. If you need any advice or any guidance, please get in touch. You'll see all my details at the end of this video. I hope this has been useful, and like I said, if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. I'll happily point you in the right direction. I'll happily give you some advice. But for today, thanks for listening, and I hope to speak to you soon. Take care.